The American right wing is trying to gaslight the hell out of us. They want to make it seem like what's happening around us isn't happening. They don't want to call what's going on in El Salvador a concentration camp. They want to call it a mega prison. You can call it a high capacity harmony center for all I care. It is happening. There are more stories than there is time to tell the news. Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez is a U.S. citizen. He was detained by ICE. He presented a valid identification. That wasn't enough. They threw him in a cage. His mom presented his birth certificate. That wasn't enough. They kept him in a cage. Luckily, through public outcry, he's been let go. But Kilmar Abrego Garcia, there's a lot of news going back and forth on that. They're just using it as a distraction. The reality is, a judge was very clear that he was not to be sent back to El Salvador. That was the one place he was not to be sent back to. It was El Salvador. And they did it. Merwin Gutierrez, 19-year-old in the Bronx, got picked up. He wasn't the criminal that they were looking for, but they picked him up and they deported him anyway. He's still in El Salvador. Juan Mendez, there was a video recently of one being ripped from his car by a couple of ICE Gestapo agents. It's pretty horrifying. They didn't have a warrant. Mahmoud Khalil, a lot of us have heard of him by now. Mahmoud Khalil and Mohsen Madawi, they're just protesters, the college kid protesters. That's what we do in America. We protest, especially at college. Rumeza Ozturk, I can't tell her story. She's a PhD. I can't tell her story, or I won't be able to finish this video. But you should look up Rumeza Ozturk. Jeanette Viguera, she's been here since 1997. She's in a cage right now. Abel Ortega, he is a grandfather and a business owner in Illinois. Been here for like 20 years. With his wife battling breast cancer and them not having a whole lot of money, he probably won't have enough to fight this. He will get sent somewhere. Rasha Alawe, she is a Brown professor who has a visa. She was sent back to Lebanon. There are bigger cases. 80 migrant children in Costa Rica in some rural camp for the last 3 months. Some of them as young as 2 years old. They were here seeking asylum. Venezuelans with temporary protected status. They were detained unconstitutionally. Still are. We've got immigrants being sent to Guantanamo Bay. The fact is, I'm not the person to tell this story. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm just here to say that the right is gaslighting you. Any videos that you see are just grifters and uneducated people trying to get a few minutes of fame on ridiculous, inhuman arguments that some people just don't get due process.